All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another weekly setups. Finished breaking down all these 20 pairs using FX LSG set and forget strategy, and I've chosen the best pairs we are going to be trading for this week. But before we jump into the trading pairs we're going to be trading for this week, I'd like you guys to actually check out this guy's channel, Nicolio FX, right? I think that is his name. You know, this guy, man, he also break down, he also do this trade breakdown that I usually do, right? So basically, this guy has collected a number of payouts, and it's still the set of forget strategy. By the way, you know, is amazing. I need you guys should just go check it out and see. So anyway, the very first pair we're going to be trading is GBPAUD, and let me show you what we have on this market. So coming over to the weekly time frame, first of all, if you come over to the weekly time frame, the very first thing I observe is that weekly time frame overall direction is still bearish, right? Right? And market structure too as well is clearly bearish. This is the lower low, this is the lower high. Now we have a weekly resistance level that price has clearly rejected from that level recently, right? And we also have one rejection, two rejection. Going over to the left, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rejection from a weekly area of interest. Now going over to the daily time frame, now daily time frame is now currently bearish. This is clearly the lower low and this is the lower high. We had the retracement, we had rejection from area of interest again, and we had a strong engulfing. But price is pretty much flat right now. Check from the EMA. What I mean by flat is look at the EMA, you see that price has pretty much for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, price has pretty much not moved. So price is pretty much flat. So we are looking for a direction. Now, I really hope that price actually start trying to the upside and react from this area again for the third time, so that we can get that extra confirmation. But if it doesn't do that, this is what I'll be paying attention to. Coming over to by the way, the daily also have a trend line that we need price to break, right? That's another information. And these two lines, this orange line right here is the first take profit target point, and this orange line is also, I will be calling this my final take profit target point. There are also other targets, which is this right here and this right here, but I'm trying to target the one that looks either realistic or the one that looks like I'm comfortable with, right? So price has reacted from area of interest and is currently selling. 4-hour time frame, let us see what we have there. Now, if you look on the 4-hour time frame, you can see the consolidation I'm talking about, right? But overall direction on this market is that price is currently bearish. So if you can have a clean break and retest under this support level, because price is currently above support, we need price to be under to hold as resistance. So if price can break below this level, I'll be interested in selling GBP AUD, right? So I'm just looking for a clean break and retest to potentially sell to this level first, which will give me a 1:2.6. If you can break this level, depending on how daily close, I'll decide to now hold all the way to this level. It really just depends, right? So that's the very first market. The second market is gold, but gold we don't have any clear direction right now, right? So coming over, let's go over to the 1-hour time frame immediately. So right now, what we have on gold is that price is pretty much bullish, right? But again, we also saw signs that price could actually end up selling too as well. So it really just depends on what price is going to do. So if you're going to be buying, we just need any form of clean reaction from this area, and we just need any clean break and retest to continue buying. Very self-explanatory. But if price is going to be selling, then we should break this area without any confirmations to buy, right? Then we look for clean break and retest to continue selling. So, but right now we don't have any clear direction. We still have two directional buyers. AUD USD is another pair I'll be paying attention to for this week. Weekly time frame kind of just looks like this, but I didn't really use much of the weekly time frame. We only have just like about 2 rejections from that area. Daily time frame is where I started the analysis from, right? So if you come over to the daily, you can see that we have a lot of resistance at this point, right? So this is actually not an area of interest, it's more of a resistance level, right? But price is currently still bullish coming into this area. So I still need the 4-hour time frame and the daily time frame to shift bearish for me to be interested in this market. So this market is not going to be as ready as Monday or Tuesday, As a matter of fact, I believe that this market could actually be ready next week, right? Because this is what I want price to do. I want price come back into area of interest, because market is still bullish. Then I need it to shift structure bearish. Then we have a retracement just for the discount, and then we can now potentially sell to this level right here. So I don't think this market might actually be ready this week. Next pair, GBP CAD. So GBP CAD weekly time frame was market structure clearly trending to the upside. So market structure overall direction clearly bullish, and price is pretty much bullish right now. So market structure is bullish on the weekly, higher high, higher low right here. Daily time frame is pretty much very similar. So daily time frame, this is pretty much the higher high and this is the higher low. So price is still bullish, right? Then 4 hour time frame, price is actually bearish on the 4 hour time frame. So we need price to actually start shifting structure bullish for us to buy. And then the last pair we are going to be trading this week is Euro GBP. Basically, I'm just looking for a break and retest under here to sell. But let me explain why I am selling this market. So if you check the weekly, you will notice something, right? So weekly time frame, we had a very solid area of interest right here. So now we actually need a deeper retracement actually all the way to this level to be selling. But price has actually already had a retracement. Now, let me use the fib to see if we can see something here. So if I use the fib, you can see that price has actually already retraced halfway already. At least that rejected halfway, right? So, I'm still doubting if price might actually still come back up here, or it might actually continue selling from down here. Now, another thing we notice is that we are now having engulfing candles to the downside on the weekly time frame. So last week actually engulfed the previous week, right? Now, daily time frame. Now, daily time frame is still bullish, but we have price is currently under EME, number one. Number two, we have some form of a double top, which shows reversals, right? And we are currently breaking lows. Well, so far so good. I'm looking at reasons to continue selling. 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame right now, we also have a solid area that price has reacted from multiple times too as well. So if you can just have a clean break and retest under this level, I think I'm willing to sell this market. But my favorite pair for this week is actually only GBPAUD. These three other pairs, if GBPAUD did not give me an opportunity, then one of these three other pairs will give me the opportunity I'm looking for. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next week's setups.